Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today. Mihaela here at Yago Yoga. Today was the second of our Core Stability 6-week class, and it's a course that focuses on two main things. The first one is alignment, and the second one is core activation. Now, last week we worked on rooting and rising, getting the lines of force into the core, and we did so with a gentle micro bounce. And you probably noticed in last week's class that the micro bounce really fires up the legs, and it's a very physical sensation, but it's also a very energetic sensation as the bounce travels into your pelvic floor. So we're getting the line of force of the legs through the hips right into the pelvic floor, and we need to do two things for that. We need to keep the bounce nicely energetic from the thighs, so we're not just mechanically hinging the hips. And I'm telling you this because I'll constantly be bringing it back step by step into our sessions, and you'll feel your thighs muscles really firing up. And we have to bring the tailbone in to keep the hips nice and level and open, so that there is a nice line of communication, of connection between the legs and the hips. And that communication, that energetic bounce really draws the pelvic floor in and up, and it feels gorgeous on the lower abdominals. They're really kicking in. So that's the line of connection between the legs and the lower abdominals, the lower part of our core. Now, today you might have felt it a bit more intense as we were tapping deeper into the breath. And again, core activation is not a matter of core poses. So it's not about the core shapes. It's about tapping into the power of the breath. The breath is the one that activates the core fully. The muscles that are responsible for breathing are everywhere in the trunk: the diaphragm, the abdominals, and by tapping into the breath, we're really activating the core from the inside out. So yes, we might be doing crunches and boats and planks till the cows come home. However, if we're not in our breath, that activation is very superficial. So it's good activation, it's good work on the muscles, but are we really going deeper into the body? Are we really tapping into the beautiful power of the diaphragm, into the power of the inner abdominal layers, and all their intricate network? And yes, we might be breaking them down and trying to isolate the muscles. However, when we're focusing on a simple thing like the exhale, that's the key to all of them. So we might be doing a lot of postures and a lot of isolation, or we might be doing unity work by tapping into the exhale and the pause that follows. And you might have felt, even from the very beginning, because it was something that I brought in the centering, we kept it on through the sun salute, and then we did some basic standing postures, mountain and chair. Simple, symmetrical, nothing complicated about it. But I wanted you to really tap into it, to really focus on it. And I've already done a stability course, and you know the principles of alignment. So I was focusing a lot more on giving you guys time to tap into the breath. So we spent a lot more time in various stages of the postures to get you to feel how the exhale, the inhale as well, but especially the exhale, activates the trunk. You're really staying in your trunk. You're really staying in your core, really, in your inner source of power. So we did the micro bounce again to get the energy going, to really plant the feet and ground the body. And in that grounded body, we worked with, mainly we did the principles of alignment of the feet, the knees, and the hips today. So we brought all of them, the lower part of the body. I was constantly cueing it and checking to see that there are as few misalignments as possible. Alignment is a personal thing. And I was telling you at the beginning when we were preparing for gardens, you check it from the inside out, especially in the core class. That's the beauty of it. You're in your breath, you're staying with it, and you feel from the inside out where the body is and how the body is. So it's exploring it. Really squeeze my brain for this one. It's really exploring it. So you need to check that you have your four corners of the feet planted. You need to check that your knees are slightly bent and kept open, or that you're lifting through them. So two possibilities: either keeping them slightly bent and keeping them open as we do in our centering, or pulling through the kneecaps up, and again they're open then as well, but they're in a power position. The same with the thighs and the same with the hips. So constantly rotating the thighs outwards, engaging the tops of the glutes, engaging the hip flexors, taking the tailbone slightly down. So we had 3 checkpoints mainly today in our physical alignment cues. Still, the star of the show was the exhale, and it was, I think I've said it at least 40 times. It's a great micro practice to take from today's class in your everyday lives. I've done the power of the pause in both the core flow and the core class as well. It's the same principle that I keep layering with various other aspects, alignment in the stability course, for example. And in this micro practice that you can take off the mat, you'll find the same control and the same slowing down and the same awareness and presence in your everyday activities. It doesn't have to be a big 1 hour session on the mat. It can just be 10 minutes walking, being with your breath, seeing the 4 stages: the inhale, the pause, the exhale, and the pause. And they are so beautiful in their diversity. No 2 inhales are the same. No 2 pauses are the same. No 2 exhales are the same. So the breath will constantly give you new things to look at. And it's never a boring thing. If you're thinking, oh, it might be boring, it's never a boring thing to do. On the contrary, it keeps surprising you. And it's the first physically, this micro practice will get you to tune into your core 24/7. So you don't have to do a boat, or you don't have to do a dolphin, you don't have to do a plank. Just you're constantly keeping your muscles active from the inside out. Energetically, you come to the energetic center, and it's a moment of stillness. You're not doing anything. You're just there. It's the awareness and the calmness, the presence, the radiance that comes with it. There might be a bit of a joy, a bit of a smile. There might be a bit of a cry, anything. But it's that moment where you just are. And it's a beautiful energetic center to experience. It's yours. And mentally, you're staying connected to your breath. You're staying connected to your body. You're bringing all of the 3 into connection. And when you feel that your thoughts might be all over the place, you're bringing into that beautiful tone and release of the breath and staying with it. not long enough. It'll happen very quickly, I promise you. You'll notice that your thoughts have the same process. They come and they go, just like the breath, in and out. So today's practice, coming to the energetic center, the power that you have in that pause, the control and the awareness, bringing it off the mat is the real win. So let me know how it works out for you. And I'll see you next time to go deeper into the core and work our way up in our alignment. See you guys. Have a great day.